Yakety Mac.
Welcome to Yakety Mac, y'all. My name is Jeff, and if you've been following along, this is part 2 of my series on the Pelican Bass Raider 10E. So today we are going to focus on the setup. This is a small boat, so how you set it up and how you organize it is really going to impact your enjoyment when you're out on the water. So if I'm going to keep this video to 10 minutes or less, we better get to it. Let's go. Guys, I'm going to start by talking about rod storage. In video number 1, part 1, I talked about the fact that there really is no rod storage on this boat. So one of the things I would consider if I were you, this is how I'm doing it myself, is that with each passenger, I'm limiting the amount of rods to 2 rods each. And if you store them in a way, you store them here vertically in this gunwale system, you store 2 going this way for the person sitting at the back, and then 2 going this way for the person sitting at the front. Then you've got the room that you need to kind of store the rods without getting everything all tangled up. And for the majority of the time, you're going to have one in your hand, so there's just going to be one going this way and one going that way. So I've got them set up here on the left side of the boat. Here in just a moment, I'm going to explain why I've kind of loaded the left side of this boat with all the gear and all the tackle and keeping that side open. I'll explain the logic behind that here in just a moment. But what I'm going to do now is I'm going to move to the front seating area, and I'm going to show you how I've got this set up to optimize the space underneath the seat so it's not taking up the floorboard room. So let's get to the seat area. So this crate system right here really goes a long way in helping me keep everything organized. So instead of bringing tackle boxes along, I've got a crate here that you can put about 5 or 6 Plano boxes in. So before my partner and I go, we'll put our Plano boxes in here, leave the big bags at home, slide this up underneath the seat, and you've got all the tackle that you need without chewing up your floorboard space. The other thing that I have done, and both of these seats are set up identically so that each one is self-sufficient. Each seat has everything it needs to do whatever you need to do. So what I've done here is on the very front of these crates, and these are not your standard kayak crate, milk crates. They're a little bit shorter profile. These are snap together ones. They're Flambeau. Got them from Walmart. They're about 26 bucks a piece, but they have a lower profile, so they slide nice under the seats of these. I tried to use a standard milk crate from like Bass Pro, and it was just too tall to slide up underneath the seat. But on the front of them, I've got this little pouch here. All this is a $9 Ozark Trail fanny pack that I cut the straps off of and then hung here on the front of the crate. And inside each one of these bags is a pair of pliers, a pair of clippers, and a pair of fish grips. And again, both seats have the exact same thing. So you don't get this, hey, do you got some pliers, or can I borrow the fish grips, or anything of that sort. Each seat is self-sufficient and self-contained, so a person can do what they need to do without interrupting the other fishermen. And then they also have an additional pouch here that I've got nothing in, so if you wanted to put something in there like a cell phone or car keys or whatever, you could. So the other thing that I have done is, again, going back to rod storage, there's also not a good place on this boat when you land a fish or when you want to change lure to kind of position your rod when you need to do so. So I have attached on each one of these crates here, I've attached a rod tube to the outside instead of the inside, so that inside would take up your tackle box space. I've attached this to the outside. And this comes in really handy when you want to unhook a fish or you want to change out a lure. You simply slide it into that rod holder there on the side of your crate. And again, each one has it, so you can stay out of each other's way. You don't have to lean a rod forward and smack the guy in front of you in the back of the head. And you can keep it right there at you, do what you need to do, unhook, change out a lure, whatever it is that you've got going on. So both of these crates lend themselves to helping to keep the floorboard clean. And that's important when you're dealing with limited space. Even though this boat is 10 feet 2 inches long, floorboard space is probably closer to about 8 to 8.5 feet. So on the back of the front seat, I've got a little cooler here. And this will hold about 8 bottles of water plus some ice. Plus it's got a tray in the top, so if you want to throw a couple or 3 snacks up in here, you could as well. This is good. I just got the one of these. I don't really think that I need anything more than that. But by hanging it on the back of the seat, once again, I am saving valuable floorboard space. And when I do a shot here in a moment, I'm going to get up inside the boat and I'm going to show you what it's like from the front and the back, just how much leg room you have so long as you keep this open. So having this cooler hang here, it's easily accessible from the person in the back seat. It's also easily accessible by the person that's sitting in the chair as well. There's not a lot going on here at the back of the boat. I do keep the net here, and I've got a pull noodle attached to it in case it gets knocked overboard. And then also right behind the crate here, I've got a dry box. So you can keep some valuables in here that you want to protect, like your cell phone, your car keys, your wallet. In case you run into some inclement weather or there's an accident, something may happen. You've got everything protected here inside the dry box. And then, of course, the battery will go back here as well. I don't have the battery and the trolling motor on just now. That's going to come up in part 3 when we actually get out on the water and do some testing. I'll talk about the battery because it's kind of got a cool feature at the front of the boat that I want to show you all. And then I'll talk about the trolling motor and why I think I could have gone with something smaller and what you'll need to do if you want to mount the trolling motor on the front of the boat. So what I'm going to do now is get up inside the boat and just kind of show you the space that I've got and also talk about fishing a little bit because you're in a confined spot. You're going to have to talk with each other and have a game plan going into your fishing day about how you're going to fish out of this boat so you don't end up snagging the person beside you with a set of treble hooks. So let's get up inside the boat and take a look at it. I'm positioned myself here where I normally sit with trolling motor up here where I can control where the boat goes. And as you can see, I've got leg room. I'm not stretched out, but I can put my feet up onto the boat like this. You'll see here in a moment the person sitting in back actually has more leg room than the person up front. I probably have the seat moved back about 10 inches from as far up as it'll go, just to give myself a little bit of space. But it makes it easy too as I'm working the trolling motor just to reach down here and grab the handle. So, all right, fishing. If you've got two right-handers on the boat, you're going to have to be careful about perhaps snagging the person behind or the person behind snagging the person in the front. And I'll show you what I mean by that a little bit. If I've got somebody here fishing behind me and I've got my pole and I'm casting with my right arm, you know, as you can see, again, just a short space. My pole is right here, kind of in the face of the person that's sitting behind me. Now, it just so happens, and the reason I talked earlier that I've got everything set up here on the left-hand side of the boat, just so happens I'm a lefty. And I'm not ambidextrous, so I cast strictly with my left hand. So as you see, I've kept this side of the boat open so that the person sitting behind me, right hand, can cast with their right hand and they're casting out into open space. Me with my left, I'm casting with my left hand into open space, and we don't run into the possibility of snagging one another. And the way that I've got it set up as well, whenever I go fishing with someone, is hey, from this half of the boat forward is mine, that half of the boat backward is yours. And I want to talk about that for just a second. And this isn't a review on the boat at all. And by all means, you do you. But having fished out of the back of a boat for several years, I can tell you that I am cognizant of the fact that I don't want this person always to fish used water. So oftentimes, since I'm deciding where the boat goes and I'm deciding how to position the boat, there are times that I will pass up spots that I would normally throw to if I were by myself to give the opportunity to the person behind me to throw in the clean water, to throw in the water that hasn't already been fished yet. So just something that I'm throwing out there. I think it's a courteous thing. I'm not telling y'all what to do. You do what you want to do. But for me, I've been back there before and I know what it's like. So I'm going to jump back here in the back real quick and just show you the kind of leg room that we're talking about. So this seat up front of me is positioned exactly how it is when I'm out on the water. And as you can see, the person sitting back here has plenty of room to stretch out. I am 5'11", and I've got all the leg room that I need. Part of the thing that makes this all possible, actually the thing that makes this all possible, is the organization system that I've set up, dedicating this side of the boat for storage and rods. I've even got my expandable paddle over here that I hope to never have to use. Everything is positioned. The couple of little extra accessories are here behind this seat. So again, nothing is interfering with what's going on up here in the boat, whether it's the back seat or the front seat. So again, planning and communication will go a long way in deciding how much enjoyment you get out of this boat when you're out on the water. So that is my setup, and that is how I maximize as much space as possible on this little boat. And I really think that if you just put some prior thought into things and you think about how you're going to set things up and how each of you are going to utilize your space, it's really going to make your time on the water much more enjoyable. And here's the cool thing about this community, guys. This is just how I do it. I'd like to see how you do it as well. Let me know if there's something that you've done differently. Maybe if there's something that I haven't thought about. Let me know down in the comments below. That's a really cool thing. We're never done tinkering with this. We're never done modifying. We're never done doing something a little bit different. I'd love to see what you've done as well. So that concludes our journey on the video 2. Video 3 is coming up where we're going to get out on the water. We're going to talk trolling motor. We're going to talk battery, plus a couple of other accessories that I've got up front. Guys, subscribe, notify, like, share. I appreciate you stopping by. And as always, get outside and play.
Ooh, yakety mat.